All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and for the next 4 hours, I'm your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. The X Zone comes to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, and then the show is repeated in its entirety from 2 a.m. until 6 a.m., right here on the all-new X Zone Broadcast Network and the Talkstar Radio Network and our affiliates worldwide. My email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com on MSN Messenger. You can always chat with us here in our studios by using the MSN address xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com and our website www.xzoneradiotv.com. My first guest tonight, X Zone Nation, is Christine Day. We're going to be talking to Christine about her new book called Pleiadian Initiations of Light. And in this book, it gives you a direct connection to the Pleiadians and a direct experience with them. You have the opportunity to work firsthand with some basic Pleiadian processes and to begin to form your very own personal relationship with them. Now, in this book, spiritual guide and channeler Christine Day offers her renowned healing energy work, enabling you to birth a new self, free of fear and pain, no matter where you are on life's path. Joining me now is Christine Day. Hi, Christine. Welcome to the X Zone.
Hi, Rob. It's really wonderful to be on your show.
Tell me, what was the inspiration for writing your new book, Pleiadians, Initiations of Light?
Well, you know, I've been inspired, I think, since 20 years ago. I was given, I had systemic lupus and given 6 weeks to live.
My gosh.
And I had a spiritual awakening at that time, and the energies that came to me at that time were the Pleiadians, who really gave me, I was able to self-heal with their help, with their energies. And so I went through a process of really coming from death back into life with their help and with the spiritual energies' help. So the Pleiadians have been strongly with me since that time, really assisting me to anchor a new energy on the planet for our transformation. So, you know, they wanted the book written, and I followed their guidance, and I live differently these days than I used to. And so, you know, they hold a high frequency of love, and they're wanting this book out now for people to come into their own self-realization process, and it's really powerful. So really, it's all inspiration.
Now, when did you have your first contact with the Pleiadians?
My first conscious contact came 13 years ago. When they first contacted me, I thought it was spirit, because at that time I don't think I could have coped with the Pleiadians. But 13 years ago, I was walking out in nature, and a huge Pleiadian ship came. The Pleiadians came out of the ship, and a whole family of Pleiadians came towards me. And as they did, I came into this remembrance of my own Pleiadian aspect. It was like I came into full memory of my mission here on this earth plane, of what I had chosen to do here, and that actually I had a Pleiadian aspect, that I was connected to these energies, these Pleiadians, as family. So I really now coexist with my human aspect and my Pleiadian aspect, which I know is a lot for people to take in, but it's part of what's taken place for me. And so, it assists me in being a bridge between us as human beings here on this earth plane and the Pleiadians, who are coming here to hold such an incredible loving space for us while we transform.
Now, we've got about a minute left until we have to take our first break, Christine. Does this transformation that the Pleiadians are talking to you about and are describing, is this the transformation that so many people are anticipating December the 21st, 2012?
Well, it's to assist people. We all need to transform to receive and move into the new dimensional spaces that are opening on the earth plane. So the Pleiadians are anchoring what they call the self-healing prophecy energy that started 2009 and goes through to the end of 2012. So that is part of their role here now, to get us ready for 2012 and to be able to enter these new dimensional realms that will be here in consciousness on this earth plane at that time.
All right, stand by, Christine. Christine Day is our special guest this first hour of tonight's show, X Zone Nation. Her website is www.frequenciesofbrilliance.com. That's www.frequencies, that's plural, frequenciesofbrilliance.com. Christine Day and I return on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X Zone continues on the X Zone Broadcast Network and Talkstar Radio.
Le koshata e ke omda ine a, she omda isha. E ke o yata I, she omda ine a. I want to welcome you here. I want to welcome you and your heart as you open up into this transformation of your heart. Just bringing your hand, your physical hand to your chest. Taking a breath. Feeling the warmth of your hand, the pressure of your hand on your heart. It's about you taking your breath into the cells of your heart. Just a deep breath. That's right, you feeling you. You receiving yourself through the heart.
Welcome back, everyone. That is from one of the 2 CDs that are included in Christine Day's new book entitled Pleiadian, Initiations of Light. And during the commercial break, Christine, I asked you, about the 2 CDs that were included, and you told me this was a direct request by the Pleiadians to include these 2 CDs in the book.
It's a very important part of the book, Rob, because through the CDs, the Pleiadians transmit initiating frequencies into the person so they can start initiating and connecting into their own aspect of their own light. So it activates the self-realization process for each individual person. And the Pleiadians are committed to working with anyone who decides to read the book, but they do absolutely honor our free will as human beings and will not interfere with our energetic space unless we individually call them in. So they are really committed, and the CDs hold these high light frequencies that actually bring the essence of your own divine aspect of yourself and anchor it into the cells of the body. It's very beautiful and powerful.
Now, the language that you are speaking when we listened to the clip off the first the first CD, the first track, sounds very familiar to me as Native American. Now, is this Native American or is this Pleiadian?
This is really interesting because, the Pleiadians were the ones that transmitted the sacred shamanic worlds to all native people on this earth plane, on this planet. So it is Pleiadian, but of course, everyone responds to it through the Native American because they received it eons ago from the Pleiadians, from the stars down, and so that's where you get the connection to the Native American.
I understand now. So, what was it like having contact with the Pleiadians? How did you feel, and how did it change your life?
You know, it was probably one of the most difficult and powerful processes and awakenings I've had up to this point, because it sent me into a tailspin, because I didn't believe in aliens and spaceships. And I had been just connecting with Spirit and God. That's kind of where I went with my transformation, my awakening when I was so ill. So I had a discrepancy there, and I couldn't bring aliens and spaceships to this essence of spirit. And so for 2 months, my whole energies had changed and transformed. My whole body went through an incredible experience of intense light that I could barely tolerate as I initiated into this aspect of my Pleiadian energy. And, you know, it took me 2 months, and then I came to the realization, thanks to the Pleiadians, they said, we are from an unconditional loving space, and there is only the oneness within this universe. And we work in alignment with Spirit, with the God essence. So I was able to come to terms with that after a very difficult 2 months of barely being able to tolerate the enormous light that came into my cells. And it actually took 6 years for my full Pleiadian energy to anchor into this physical form of my human body. So I'm having now a human experience and a Pleiadian experience simultaneously, and I handle that very well these days, but it was very difficult for a long time.
Tell me, Christine, what is the mission of the Pleiadians here on Earth, or on the Earth plane at this time?
You know, their mission is to be here and hold an energetic space for the planet to transform from a third-dimensional experience of struggle and fear and lack to a fourth, fifth-dimensional experience, which is remembering our spiritual natures and beginning to open to that, to become consciously aware of the spiritual realms and working with them in our day-to-day living, and to move into back to a place of power and remembrance. And so their role is to hold that energetic space for the planet, but also for us as individuals. And their main message is coming into a conscious alignment of living. And through the self-healing prophecies, and that's right through the book, it's anchored through, is the energy, a special grace period for us as human beings to more easily remember who we are and move back into alignment with our spiritual natures. And their message to us is to turn back towards ourselves as human beings and hold ourselves with a real love and compassion. And so they want us to remind us that we have come here, and it's a privilege to be on this planet as human beings at this time, and to remind us of our journeys and our missions, and to come back into a oneness with each other, and to evolve and open to the spiritual realms as we open to ourselves. And remember, we're not alone. And they are here to support us individually if we will call them in. That is their commitment right now.
Where do they come from? Who are they?
The Pleiadians?
Yes.
They come from a star cluster star system called the Pleiades. And so they're within the universe, they're from that system. Their planet is evolved into a fifth-dimensional reality, which is total unconditional love. So they have mastered that, and part of their mission is to be here to assist us and to learn also about us as human beings, and to hold this loving unconditional space, and really to bring in that loving element to assist us to turn back into an unconditional love for ourselves.
Are they our creators? Did they plant us here?
Oh, absolutely not. No. They had no part in that. They are definitely part of the oneness or the God essence of our whole unique system here, of all of us being a unique aspect of the divine and of the oneness. But they're just a part of that. And because they've evolved to a fifth-dimensional reality, they are able to come in and be part of a team with the spiritual forces and other energetic beings to assist us and hold an energetic space while we birth here, while the earth births to a different energetic state while we birth to an energetic state.
Why are they doing this? What is their ulterior motive?
Well, the only motive is that they want us to come into a realized state of oneness also, so we can be part of that whole we're missing right now. Each one of us is uniquely a gift for the universe in our essence. And so their payoff is to have us join the oneness, the oneness of the universal consciousness. That's their payoff. There's nothing. They're not ego-orientated. They're universal consciousness orientated in the union of love. So that is their payoff.
Why don't they just manifest themselves instead of giving channeled messages? If they are that advanced, I'm sure that they would have the capability of crossing the vastness of space to make their presence known to all of mankind. Why don't they do that? And why do they select wait a sec. Why do they select certain people to channel?
The reason they manifest themselves to a lot of my students around the world who are open and ready to receive them. But as a human race, we are certainly not ready. The third dimension here, there's so much fear and struggle here. And if they were to come to the masses, there would be hysteria, group hysteria. We are not ready as a human race to receive them. But with the changing times coming into 2012 as we evolve and start opening up our consciousness, then they will be very willing to, they will be our neighbors, they will be our friends. Same as the spiritual realms, they can't just appear to everybody because the masses would not be able to really take in and be able to receive them in the way that they need to be received.
But how do we know that's the truth if it's never been tried? There's a lot of talk about how the masses would not be able to handle the appearance of extraterrestrials or those from the other side of the universe, and yet, to my knowledge, they've never even tried. So how do we know?
Well, you see, they come from a very different energetic where they can read the human energy, I'm afraid, and read the consciousness of man. And their assessment of it is that we are not ready. Individuals are certainly ready, and that's what this book is all about.
Is it possible that not only are we not ready, but we are not conditioned? And could this be a conditioning plot that they're manifesting?
I don't believe so, because I feel the essence of the love that is present with their intention here. And part of my energy is to be that bridge, because having this Pleiadian aspect, I feel the intention of their love and the connection and their willingness actually to meet us individually and connect individually. And that's what the book's all about. The timing of this book now is for people to start opening up and having direct experiences with the Pleiadians in an energetic way and developing a personal relationship with the Pleiadians. Like many of my students around the world, they have personal connections, and the Pleiadians come to them on a personal level. So they're very willing to meet on a personal level with those that are ready and that can receive them in the way that they're meant to be received.
All right, stand by, Christine. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Christine Day is our guest. We're talking about her book, Pleiadian Initiations of Light. The website is www.frequenciesofbrilliance.com. That's www.frequenciesofbrilliance.com. Christine Day and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as we continue talking about the Pleiadians right here in the X-Zone on the all-new X-Zone Broadcast Network and the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away. We'll be back right after the news.
Hi, this is Eric Rawls of Cosmoverse.com, and you're listening to Rob McConnell in the X-Zone. Hi, this is Blade Runner, and you are listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, I'm Laura Sabrin of Feast to Fields Organic Vineyard in Jordan, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Hi, my name is Lady Ashley, the White Witch of Niagara-on-the-Lake, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal talk radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
It is now the time for you to open up into the letting go energy. In this track, we're going to start transmitting this letting go energy to you so that you can allow this letting go energy to move through the cells of your body, so the cells can begin letting go of the stress. And this letting go energy can ripple out into your life. So I want you to take a breath now. I want you to open up to an intention for yourself of letting go, of allowing this energy to move through your life, through the cells of your body. Akoshata. Eke om de ine a. Eshe om de ine I. I want to remind you how important it is for you to allow yourself to open up to the energy of the language. Because this energy allows you to transform, and it allows the letting go energy to sweep and flow more completely through the cells of your body and into your life. That's right, taking a breath. Taking a breath and allowing yourself to feel yourself in this moment, to claim your place here now in this life. Ekoshata, eke om de ine a, eshe om de isha. Just taking a breath through the cells of your body and allowing yourself to begin.
Christine Day is our special guest explanation. She is the author of Pleiadian Initiations of Light. Christine, why is this healing energy being anchored now on this planet instead of any other time in history?
Because it's really the time. We're moving closer and closer to 2012. And we as a human race are ready. That's the exciting thing. The Pleiadians have been waiting for this, to anchor this self-healing prophecy energy. And what it's actually designed to do is to lift the veils for us as human beings and allow ourselves to more easily align with the light aspect of ourselves, and allow ourselves to become awake, to remember who we are in our unlimited forms. And so it not only does that, the Pleiadians are saying and encouraging us to turn back towards our humanness and to hold ourselves with this love and compassion that we as human beings have really taken a lot of self-condemnation on for the mistakes that we have made in our lives. And the Pleiadians are saying, these mistakes, you come here to learn through your mistakes, and you were never meant to condemn yourselves. It's like we've placed ourselves up on the cross, and we have to take ourselves down and resurrect ourselves back to remembering who we are. And so the energies of the self-healing prophecy are to assist us in that resurrection process. And it's also to awaken us to the spiritual realms, the spiritual energies, the angels, the light beings that are here for us now, so that we can start utilizing them in our day-to-day lives. They're here to help us, so that we start to reconnect back to our connection to spirit and know that we have a conscious connection with them on a daily basis, so they can come in and support us in our lives, in every aspect of our lives. So that's where it is. It's the timing that is so important now. It's just simply the time. And we have all contracted to be here at this time to receive this self-healing prophecy energy that's anchoring on the planet. And it's really, truly beautiful. It's healing, and it brings us back to an aspect of our hearts, so that we start to live through our sacred hearts rather than our ego mind that is really keeps us in the third dimension. The heart takes us into our intuition, beyond the third dimension, back to our alignment with spirit, back to an alignment with our sacred self. So it's very beautiful.
You know, I'm sure there are people listening to us around the world who are saying, you know what, this sounds like a lot of new age mumbo jumbo. It's crap. How do you convince people that what you're saying has essence to it and it's just not more new age mumbo jumbo?
You know what, Rob? What I would say to those people is, you don't have to believe it. I would say this work is direct experience. It's not about words, and that's what I love about this work that I've been doing with the Pleiadians for the last 13 years, is the fact that if you go and you read the book and work with the CDs, you will have a direct experience. And that's what this is all about. It's about a direct experience of feeling the opening in yourself, of feeling the connection of the spiritual energies that are here to support this work, and they are very much there. And so it's not about having to believe anything. It's about, please have a direct experience. And that's, I don't like empty words. The words have been going on forever. I only believe in a direct experience, and everything that I work with the Pleiadians and the spiritual energies is really about, you will have a direct experience. You will feel the energetic changes within you. You'll feel the alignments in your physical body. You will experience the changes and the alignments that come in. And that's what I love. It's not just words. Because, you know, words have gone on for life, centuries we've had all these words. But now the Pleiadians bring us an opportunity with these initiations for this direct experience. And that's beautiful to me.
I understand that you are totally involved and you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt in what you're saying. However, if a person goes into the experience with a bit of a skeptical mind, are they going to have the same experience because they doubt, they don't believe?
What I love is, despite the ego mind of the human being, this work goes beyond that. You know, I work with huge audiences. In Brazil, I work with 5,000 people at a time doing energetic transmissions from the Pleiadians.
And they actually believe it. And they actually believe it.
No, some come very skeptical, but they have a feeling to come, and they have a direct experience of the energy coming into their bodies because it touches the heart. It actually opens up the heart, and as you open up in your heart with this energy, it aligns you with an aspect of your own light, your intuitive connection to the self. This is the awakening, and it is the grace of the self-healing prophecy that is allowing the veil to lift so you can have this experience.
You know, I listened to your CDs, and it reminded me a lot of self-hypnosis.
Oh, really?
Yes. I found amazing parallels. In fact, I had a friend of mine who is a professional hypnotherapist, a clinical hypnotherapist, listen to the CDs, and she concurred. So what are we doing here? Are we just basically getting people to open up on a psychological basis the same way we would with self-hypnosis? No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Please don't get me wrong. But I there has to be more of a bite to it for me to agree, because I'll tell you something. I listened to the CDs and I felt nothing.
Did you read the chapter before you listened to the CD?
No, I figured the CDs were in there. I can just follow the directions on the CDs, which I did. And
I'll
tell you something. I didn't feel anything.
It's really important to read the chapter first, because the chapter is your entry in, and then the CD comes up behind that. And I've had a lot of people, I've had some very good comments around the book where people have just read the chapters and had experiences and not listened to the CD. So read the chapter first. The book is specifically designed to read the chapter first, then listen to the CD. Because what it does is the actual words in the chapters also are awakening energies.
Are
They're
awakening
living
energies? Awakening energies, or are these keywords to trigger psychological effects while listening to the CD?
Well, all I know is, I mean, that's a question, but it's not something that I agree, I would say no, yes to, because I feel that working with people all around the world for the last 13 years, people are having ongoing, unfolding experiences and awakening experiences with the energy.
Share with us some of the share with us some of the experiences that people have had.
People have had physical healings from things like cancer and severe physical problems. Mm-hmm. People have had spiritual awakenings where they have connected to an aspect of their own light and continue to unfold and are able to align with their own light aspect and continue by themselves to work with spirit. People have had many visions and understandings and truths revealed to them around their own personal processes.
All right, let me stop you here for a second. I'd like to talk to you more about the healing of cancer.
Yes.
Now that's a pretty broad statement to make, and a very serious statement to make, that by reading your book, listening to your DVDs or your CDs, people with cancer can be cured?
People can heal with the book.
That's not what I asked you. That's not. No. Excuse me, please. Excuse me. That's not the question I asked. The question I asked is that, are you saying that people who read your book, listen to your CDs, would be cured of cancer?
You can't make a statement like that.
You did.
No. That's why I'm trying to back up. I'm saying with the work that I've been doing in the world with these initiation processes from the Pleiadians, you asked me what things have people experienced from the work.
From your work.
And the book hasn't been out long enough for people to have that. It's only just come out. But in the world, the people who have been working with these initiations, people have healed themselves with cancer.
All right, then, if this is the message, and if this is the power and the ability of the Pleiadians, and God bless... Well, wait a minute, please. If this is what... Let me rephrase it, all right? If this is what can happen, based on what you have said over the last 40 minutes or so, and the Pleiadians are here to help, and to anchor us, getting us ready for the 2010 galactic alignment and whatever else that people are saying is going to happen, why is it then we have so many people in hospitals around the world who are dying of cancer and other diseases? Why don't they just calm down and cure everyone?
The Pleiadians don't cure anyone. They open an element within yourself to self-heal. The Pleiadians cannot interfere in that way. They open up a venue, an avenue for you to channel in your own healing light into your own body. It is not their role to come and heal people. It is their role to open up an access for us to connect to ourselves and allow for self-healing. And that's what they did for me many, many years ago. And they have done it for many people who have been working with these processes.
So would you say that you are an emissary of the Pleiadians, or a prophet for the Pleiadians?
I'm not a prophet. I am an ambassador, absolutely, for the Pleiadians. I'm a bridge, bringing the message of this work that's available for people to be able to access an aspect of themselves so they can self-heal. Absolutely.
All right, then let me ask you this question. Why is it that people are not being given this information freely, that it is not being made accessible to everyone without a price?
Well, it is. I do broadcasts every second month, a whole worldwide webcasting broadcast where I transmit the self-healing prophecies in for free. And they can download it on my website for free.
But the book is being sold with the CDs for $21.99. U.S.
That's correct. That's correct.
Why isn't this book being given away by, I understand people have to make a living. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, I have to make a living.
But, if the message is that important and you are an ambassador...
The message is important, and they can watch the broadcast every second month and receive the self-healing prophecy energy. So it's all available to them, so they can get that free. And they can also get off my website, download some things for free, some YouTube energies or clips of me bringing in the self-healing prophecy energy. So it is available to people free.
Tell me, 13 years ago when you had your illness.
Well, that was 20 years.
20
years
all right,
ago.
so 13 years ago when you first had your run-in with the Pleiadians, were you aware of the significance of the year 2012, or is this only something recently that you've stumbled across?
I was really unaware of a lot of things at that time. It's only in the last probably 10 years that the energy of 2012 is starting to expand and grow. And the Pleiadians have been more specific with me as I became more aligned and more able to manage both energies of being human and having this Pleiadian connection, that they started to give me specific information. And their work has been building and working with people throughout the world. I travel 10 months a year.
All right, please stand by. We've got to take our final commercial break. Christine Day is our guest, Exo Nation. Her website is www.frequencyofbrilliance.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we wrap it up for this hour here in the X Zone on the X Zone Broadcast Network and the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away.
We're going to be opening up into a process of self-forgiveness, of you breathing your heart, breathing into the cells of your heart. That's right, taking a breath, Ekoshata. It's about a willingness to let go, to allow yourself to open toward yourself in a state of self-forgiveness, of opening up the blocks that you have placed in your own heart, in the cells of your own heart. That's it, just taking a breath and letting go, Ekoshata. Ekomdeisha she'o, eke o yata inei, she'om inea. Breathing into the cells of your heart.
Let's go! He walks further down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
Welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. Christine Day is no longer with us. I can't buy it. I really have a problem with this. It seems that there's more New Age mumbo-jumbo now that we're getting near the year 2012, and there are more people out there trying to figure out how to make a buck. Whether it's on the internet, making these webcasts that they have. Sure, the webcasts are free, but they charge you, what is it, $21.99 for the book. They give you stuff on their website, but they charge you $21.99 for the book. I listened to the DVD, the CDs. I didn't feel a damn thing. Not a damn thing. It reminded me of self-hypnosis. I don't understand the significance of the language of the Pleiadians. Why don't they just speak English? Why do we need the mumbo-jumbo that's surrounding it? If they are real, and I don't believe they're real one bit, I think this is all a figment of somebody's imagination in order to bring the masses in to go into their pockets and buy their products. We're not as gullible as these people think, and yet the paranormal is a billion-dollar industry and getting stronger and richer each and every day. Why? Because people are looking for alternative answers. Take charge of your own life. You're not a puppet. You don't need somebody else telling you how to live your life, especially a person who doesn't have any qualifications, except that she hears messages from people across the universe. Woohoo! I'll tell you something. This is a very, very strange world at times. When I come back from this commercial break with the news, Elizabeth Joyce will be joining me. She predicted the last time she was on the show that Howard Stern would be leaving Sirius. Looks like Howard is eyeing Simon Cowell's job on the American Idol, and this was released yesterday. We're bringing Elizabeth Joyce back on to talk about her prediction about Howard Stern leaving Sirius as the X Zone continues right here on the Talkstar Radio Network and the X Zone Broadcast Network. Send me an email. Tell me what you think. Do you believe in Pleiadians and all these New Age mumbo jumbos? X-Zone at xzoneradiotv.com. Don't go away. We'll be back on the other side of this break at 6.5 minutes past.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone.